If you want to join two pieces of wood together at 90 degrees like this, and to have the connection for that joint completely concealed so that the connectors or the hardware are not visible, one of the most effective ways to do it is to use dowel pins. For this particular demonstration, we are going to use Tech Teams number 793, 1/4 inch by 1 1/8 inch fluted birch dowel pins. These measure exactly 1/4 inch in diameter. Therefore, you want to use a 1/4 inch diameter drill bit to make your anchor holes. You could use regular 1/4 inch dowel rods, which are probably about 36 or 48 inches long, and cut them to length. But the dowel rods are smooth on the outside. The dowel pins the Tech Team makes are fluted. They have long ridges cut along the length, and these give a much larger surface area for the glue to get purchased, and therefore to make a much stronger joint. Use a 1/4 inch drill bit so that the holes you make are exactly the correct size for a good, secure joint. When using dowels, generally speaking, the basic, simple tools found around almost any home can get the job done. The simple tools you're going to need for this project are a power drill, a drill index with appropriate size wood drill bits, brad pins or nails, a rubber mallet, wood glue, and a square. It's not a big deal if we make our holes a little bit over depth in the end of the wood. And that's where we're going to make our first pilot holes. So that we can properly align the end of the wood with the face of the other piece of wood and end up with a flush joint, we need to have some type of alignment methodology. Obviously, we're going to want our two pieces of wood to meet flush and square. In order to do this, we're going to have these holes, the end of this board, line up precisely with the two holes we're going to put into the face of the other board. I'll bet you could probably think of a lot of different ways to set up this alignment, but one of the best and the easiest ways is to use dowel points. Since we are going to use 1/4 inch dowel pins, and we have drilled 1/4 inch diameter holes, we are going to use the 1/4 inch dowel pins. Now, what exactly is a dowel pin? Well, it's got a point on the one end, you see it right there, and that point is dead center. Then the other end, as you can see here, is 1/4 inch diameter. In this case, they come in other sizes too. And what happens is we put this 1/4 inch end into the hole in the end of our board, and this automatically gives us a center point. And here we go. We put that little bugger in that hole. We take the other one and put it in the other hole, and now we're ready to set up our alignment. Since we already drilled the holes in the end of this board, what we're going to do is hold it up like this, and we're just going to set it right where we want it so that the edges of the board and the face of the board all line up perfectly. And we're going to take this entire set and we're going to put it down on our tabletop, and we're going to move everything into a perfect alignment. I'm going to hold this in place just like this. Now we take our mallet and we gently tap, but firmly, the end of our board, and this will drive those little points into the face of the other board. If everything goes according to plan, we'll now have two little dimples that are going to be dead center on the holes that we have in this board. Let's see what we've got. Bingo. Look at this. One dimple here and one dimple here. And this is where we'll drill our holes in the face of this board. Once we've drilled out those holes and set our pins in place and glued them, we will have a perfect fit. We measure our board and it's exactly 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch thick. This is really important because when we drill our hole into the face of the board, we do not want the hole to go all the way through. In this case, a 1/2 inch is the absolute limit. We don't want to make the hole in the face of the board too deep. So therefore we put tape right here on the drill bit, and we take our caliper and just measure here. See, we're about 0.42 inches, which is just fine for this particular use. We're drilling our holes in the face of the board. We want to make sure that the drill bit is absolutely perpendicular to the face of that board. And we don't want to drill any deeper than to where our tape is. There we go. The hole to the perfect depth. You're going to want to put just a little bit of glue on the pin. You don't want to put it in the hole. Put it in the hole, it can get hydraulic, and then it's going to squish out all over the place when you drive the pin in. Get the pin set in place, take the mallet, and gently tap it in. Now wipe off the excess glue. A little glue on the pins, get it around there a little bit, a little glue on the other pin. Now we're ready to mate the two boards together. Align the holes with the pins. If you've done that right, things will just line up perfectly. Push it on there a little bit. Now take your mallet, tighten everything up. You can use your square to make sure everything is exactly the way you want it. If not, you can adjust it a little bit before the glue sets. There you go, a perfect 90-degree concealed joint. If your project involves larger wood or requires more strength, you can use Tech Team's number 792 3/8 inch diameter by 1.5 inch long fluted birch dowel pins.